The slice of life genre is defined as a realistic representation of everyday experience in a movie, play, or book. When looking at this definition, you would assume that this genre is not only stale and boring, but also unpopular amongst the anime community. Like, why would you want to watch a show based on real life in the first place? The world is already stressful as it is, and you probably don't want to relive that experience a second time. But contrary to your thoughts, slice of life remains as one of the largest and most popular genres in the anime culture. Some of your favorite shows and movies such as Violet Evergarden, Mushishi, Mark Comes in Like a Lion, and Weathering with You all fall in this category. But what makes a slice of life successful? What makes people come for more, despite being a boring genre as its base? Today, I will be explaining the three main pillars of creating a successful slice of life anime. If there's one genre that depends on the art direction the most, it would easily be the slice of life genre. Now I know what you're thinking, how does a slice of life anime depend on art when there's literally nothing going on? Surprisingly enough, that is actually the main reason why a good slice of life depends so much on art. When there's little action going on to captivate the audience, such as a fight sequence for example, a show like a slice of life must compensate by providing a high level of art and animation than other type of shows. For a quick example of what I'm talking about, generally speaking, a scene where a main protagonist is walking to school or down a dirt road would generally be boring. How can the producers make the scene entertaining to watch? The simple answer is to increase the amount of detail in the scene and heighten the quality of the environment. Throw in some beautiful scenery, some falling cherry blossoms, and some beautifully animated wildlife frolicking around in the field. This is what makes a show like Violet Evergarden, Komi-san Can Communicate, and other similar shows to be so successful. You can easily see how much effort and time was taken to create some utterly captivating scenes to draw the attention and awe of the audience. This also works the other way around, where a lot of action shows can easily decrease their animation quality when they're not animating an action sequence. Typically, the audience is only focused on the action of the show, so the trade-off for a lower quality of animation during off periods where there is minor action is not that high. This is also why Sakuga is so prevalent in the action genre. As much as you hate to say it or think about it, relatability is the main crux of any great slice of life anime. This is why when you typically ask a slice of life enjoyer why they enjoy the genre, they typically say that it is relatable and because it is more character driven and down to earth, which is all true. Slice of life, like the definition suggests, mainly focuses on the daily human struggle and experience. It is a fictional reflection of a regular person's everyday life, which is also why the value of a relatable character is so high within the slice of life genre. When you can deeply relate to the main protagonist of a show or just a character in general, you yourself become attached and invested in what the character does. Every single failure and success that the character experiences during the story will only resonate more with the audience, such as yourself, as they watch a show. You yourself, in a sense, kind of experiences the show as if you're the actual character experiencing these different types of emotions and struggles. And as I am speaking, I'm sure you are already aware of what sort of concept I am alluding to. Yes, I am speaking about character development. Character development is the craft of a character's personality, depth, and motivations that propel them through a story. This also includes how a character evolves throughout a story. The mixture of character relatability and character development is the bread and butter to the slice of life genre. In terms of the first definition of character development, character relatability is sort of a byproduct of character development. Because the character is more human-like with motivations, depth, and personality, it is easier to relate to the character's struggles and to tie back their experience to your own. In terms of the secondary aspect of character development, when you can deeply relate to the protagonist or character within the show, their growth as the plot goes along, and as they succeed through their journey, becomes that much more rewarding for yourself and the audience. It's almost as if you yourself is growing along with the character. And as you can imagine, a slice of life show without a great character, with an abundance of development and relatability, will only be destined to fail. The show would simply end up being boring and predictable, and at some points infuriating to watch. And if you're wondering what anime exemplifies this concept the best, I would suggest checking out March Comes in Like a Lion if you want to watch a highly character-driven show. If you notice with the other 2 points I've mentioned in this video, the whole purpose of slice of life, as I alluded to, is to make the audience feel some type of emotion or emotions. This is mainly done through creating a very clear atmosphere. Much like the actual atmosphere, an atmosphere in a writing sense is the all-encapsulating main emotion or emotions that the author or writer wants the audience to feel while consuming the media. In this case, it is the actual show. Because the slice of life genre generally doesn't follow any clear narrative or central plot, the topic of emotion and making the audience feel an emotion is so important. It is also a main draw of the slice of life genre. Creating an atmosphere requires combining a multitude of different aspects of the show together. You can create an atmosphere through setting, where the show could take place in a desolate forest, void of wildlife, to push a sort of solemn and sad emotion to the audience. You can create an atmosphere through the characters, where a main protagonist can be an optimist, with a bubbly and extroverted personality to push a happier and fun emotion to encapsulate the whole show. You can even create an atmosphere through audio and music, where you have ambient ambient noises of nature like rustling leaves, along with calming background music to push a calm and serene atmosphere. A show with a poor sense of atmosphere will feel stale and boring, and even at times confusing. Like, how are you supposed to feel anything if the show does nothing to make you feel? Unlike other shows where the atmosphere and the emotional aspects of the show take a back seat to the narrative and only appear in spurts, A Slice of Life's whole purpose is to convey and push some sort of emotion to the audience. This is why Slice of Life enjoyers typically mention that they enjoy watching SOLs, because they provide a level of relaxation and a sort of calmness to them, rather than the narrative aspect or the world building, for example. If you're looking for a show that has a large focus on atmosphere, you can check out the Mushishi series. A Slice of Life show, at its essence, is a show that makes you feel. It doesn't worry about the complex narrative that it wants to spin, or the next plot twist that it wants to add. The beauty of a great slice of life is using the absolute basics of a regular show, such as animation, audio, and dialogue, to create a certain feeling and deep-rooted emotional connection with the audience. Slice of Life is simply the beauty of simplicity. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to watch more anime-related content, don't be afraid to like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys learned a new viewpoint on what makes a good slice of life today, or just simply enjoy the video. Thanks, and I'll see you later.